60 million people, 102 million homes, and one sale to furnish them all. The Furnish America sale at Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Hurry in for 10 to 40% savings on a selection so wide, it's nationwide.
Welcome back to the news. I'm Veronica Goetz, broadcasting live from a very breezy Hilton Head Island where the MCI, the Heritage of Golf, is underway. I tell you, the golfers aren't liking these windy conditions too much today, but it hasn't really affected the spectators. They seem to really be enjoying themselves. It's been a fun day and a great day to watch golf. You know, about 50,000 people are going to be coming to Hilton Head Island and to the Heritage over the next 4 days. Some of them are avid golfers themselves, some of them are avid wannabe golfers, and some of them are just along for the ride. Our Jason Rockwell joins us now. Jason, I know you're one of the above. I won't say which. Yeah, well, I'm more like a hacker, I think would be the correct definition for me, Veronica. Right. And I found a few of them out here, but they weren't on the golf course. In fact, right behind us in the marina area is the Michelob Golf Challenge, and it gives some spectators here a chance to take a few swings. Spectators turned golfers take a shot at perfection on the Michelob Golf Challenge simulator. Perfection on the closest to the pin challenge is a shot of 150 yards.
Great idea. It adds a little something to it for everybody. A little trick shot here, but good time. This adds a little something to the tournament.
The simulator follows the PGA and Senior PGA Tour to each tournament. The MCI Classic is the 16th of about 50 stops on the PGA Tour.
We have a truck on the East Coast and the West Coast. Let the people jump in here. We give away a Michelob bag on this side and a burner bubble driver on the other.
The simulator is free of charge to anyone who wants to give it a whack. If the closest to the pin isn't your forte, maybe the long-distance challenge is.
251. They like to come in here, and it's a free shot. A lot of them are like, how much does it cost? We're like, it's free samples of O'Doul's, so they enjoy it. We get a lot of repeat offenders, I guess you could say, as the week goes on.
The piece of equipment next to the tee records the speed of the club head when it comes into contact with the ball. If you hook or slice, it's taking into account and adjusts the length accordingly. The secret for the perfectionist?
Attribute to one thing, luck.
Changing clubs. I went from a 5-iron to a 4-iron, and that got me right on the 150 button.
And the best thing about the simulator...
You don't have to worry about hitting the water.
Well, that's the truth. You don't have to worry about any water over there or wind. You got to worry about plenty of it here, but we've seen some pretty good golf shots in the 18th hole here, Veronica.
Yeah.
Mitch will be touching on that later on, but I tell you, when I was over there in the long drive simulator, the longest drive was 275 yards. I got mine up there to 251.
You did good.
But you know, there are some guys over there and girls and some youngsters out there. It's a great teaching tool.
All right, Jason, thank you very much.
Okay.
You know, the wind is not stopping. It's not letting up, but Mitch Clicken will be back in a little while to tell us more about how it's affecting the golfers, and we'll have a lot more from Harbortown. Doug, back to you.
Why do I have to do all the work while you're over there playing?
Oh, this is hard work.
Oh, yes, it is hard work. Okay, well...
We're having a good time.
Okay, thank you, Veronica. We'll see you a little later. Well, there's more to come, so please stay with us. Mike and Teresa up in just a moment.
Well, it's the start of the Great American Ford Sales Event, and we're very... Oh, here, ma'am, have a balloon.
Don't people usually blow up the balloon before they hand them out?
Well, gee, you know, with so many deals to talk about, I was just trying to save my breath.
High on things at the MCI Classic.
Veronica, I guess every time you have an event this big, you've got to have some pretty serious health concerns.
Yes, accidents will happen, unfortunately, when you have this many people in one place in an event this big. You know, I spent some time with the people who are trained to deal with emergencies, and here at the Heritage, a special team of EMS workers are ready to respond to anything and everything. With more than 50,000 golf fans descending onto Hilton Head Island this weekend, you can bet there will be plenty of accidents. You can also bet these emergency workers will be responding to them quickly.
We go around and try and stay spread out on the course so that we can make sure that if anybody does have an injury or if anybody becomes ill while they're out here, that we can have a rapid response.
We don't know who they are.
First aid could probably take
These emergency mobile intensive care carts come in pretty handy. They were donated to the Hilton Head Fire and Rescue Squad by the Heritage Foundation. They're fully equipped, just like an ambulance.
On this truck, we carry things like, this is a pulse oximeter. Like, we can put this on a person and we can determine how much oxygen is being carried inside their blood. We also have a drug box here, And all we carry on the cart is actually cardiac meds, and we can actually do cardiac monitoring of a patient out in the field.
You can see how easily and quickly these carts get EMS workers to the scene of an accident.
Especially during the weekend, we end up having a lot of places where you're not really able to get an ambulance into.
Occasionally, EMS crews have to respond to serious problems like heart attacks, but for the most part, they're dealing with minor injuries.
A lot of what we see is people that aren't prepared to be out here. A lot of Band-Aids, scuffs, you know, people tripping over a root or something on the cart path, sore feet.
Over at the first aid tent, Band-Aids are in high demand for blistered feet.
Heel blisters, just from people walking. They're not used to walking this much. And one thing that they need to do is make sure that they wear comfortable shoes. Don't wear sandals that are going to rub, or some type of shoe that will rub on your heel.
Also, be sure to wear plenty of sunscreen and don't get dehydrated.
People get out there, have a few too many cocktails, and with the heat, not getting a lot of fluids in there, and they end up not really doing so well out there.
Although these guys are fully prepared to respond to illnesses and accidents, they'd rather not. So they ask everyone planning on coming out to the Heritage to take a few precautions.
This is be careful while they're out there. Make sure that they look where they're walking. Make sure they drink plenty of fluids. Stay out of the sun for an extended period of time.
Take it from me, folks. Wear comfortable shoes because you will regret it if you don't. You figure folks that are really following the golfers throughout the day are probably walking between 4 and 8 miles, so a pair of sneakers is good. There's some folks that are trying to make fashion statements out here, and I know they're soaking their feet when they get home after the Heritage. So just some common sense guidelines.
Yeah, fashion statements with feet are not good on the golf course.
No, not recommended.
Not at all. Are your feet okay? Because I know you've been working a lot over there this week.
Yes, I have very, very comfortable sneakers on. Air South announced it was leaving.